Hello, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty. First, before I get into this, I'd like to say thank you for everyone that stuck with me. I know I've been away for a little bit. I had to have some oral surgery. I have had a wisdom tooth that never fully came out in the back. It was a lower one. It was just under the gums a lot. And it ended up getting infected. Infected so bad they had to get the infection down before I could remove the tooth. So it was really badly infected. The infection was so bad, we'll put it this way, it hurt much more than actually getting the wisdom tooth removed and the after effects of that. I'd rather have that tooth removed 5 times than go through that infection. But the infection is down. I had to take a lot of medication for it. I had to get the tooth moved, so I really couldn't talk much. So anyway, thank you for sticking with me through that, and hopefully I'm back in business now. Also, I've been working still 2 jobs and things. I'm going to have at least one more really busy week, and then things hopefully will start slowing down a little bit, and I can start doing more videos and get back to my things like flashback from the stash and things. It's just my workload has been absolutely astronomical lately and not enabling me to do those kinds of things that I wanted to do. Now, with that said, person sent me, one of my followers sent me, one of the members of the Frugal Force, if you will, a Bleeding Cool article, because normally I don't touch Bleeding Cool because it's like an STD for the internet. And of course, when I did load that, right away ads popped up like crazy, caused the site to lock up. I had to close it down and open it up again. Anyway, this time I closed more ads down and actually got it to work. And the article from Bleeding Cool from Mary Ann Butler on October 9th, 2018 said Dave Bautista responds to James Gunn's Suicide Squad 2 news. Now, I know everyone is quite aware that James Gunn is now looking like he's possibly writing for the Suicide Squad movie, the sequel, sort of, maybe, kind of. So he's a writer and possibly director, so we don't even know if he's director yet. You know, to me, that signals something here. First of all, Marvel actually did something smart, because this isn't Marvel Comics, this is the Marvel Movies division, you know, the successful division up to this point. And they dumped this guy before it became too toxic, because they can afford to do that because they've had so much success. Now, who knows what's going to happen when the Captain Marvel movie comes out, because, I don't know. And this is coming from a guy that loves the character Captain Marvel. I hate what they've done with their last couple volumes of her comic books. She's just not been in character. If you don't know what I'm talking about, truly read Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Captain Marvel. You'll see what I'm saying about how different it is. And it isn't just the outfit. I like the new outfit. Okay? It isn't the hair necessarily, though I do prefer it long on her, or medium length. It's just she's not in character. She's more focused on things that didn't really fit her before. She was always more self-conscious. She always has been a bit of a feminist, absolutely. But not to the extreme that she is now, because she actually came out of that time period where that was fitting. So, sorry you're hearing the air kicking on in here. I'm in the office today. It's very noisy. So she's just not a character. She always cared about her looks and things, and she was more self-conscious. You could see that in the relationships that she was in, especially in Volume 2 of the book. You see more of the feminism in Volume 1, more of the personal development and character in Volume 2. Well, anyway, I digress there. So, how bad does DC have to be to take a risk on Gunn? So, it says the news, although seemingly out of nowhere, with how quiet things have been from all camps involved, continues to divide Marvel and DC comic fans. Some see it as a good thing, not ready to say goodbye to Gunn's voice as a storyteller in the superhero realm, and others see it as ultimate betrayal to the brand that he helped create with Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, first of all, there's no betrayal. It's a job. Plain and simple. It's a job. You know, it's like, hey, I work for Pepsi, and you switch and work for Coke. You didn't betray anything. It's a job. You have a contractual agreement to do and perform at will. So I don't hold any water in that. But I cannot believe I'm going to say this. I actually agree with Bleeding Cool on something. I'm going to need a shower just after saying that. And here it says, it's like people forgot Disney fired him or something. Once that happens, you are... Why does R have to be capitalized? Because this is a crap article. Allowed to seek out other gainful and sometimes even fun employment elsewhere. Now, why also did it need to have fun? Are they saying DC's fun and Marvel's not? That made no sense. Why was that even the article? That was stupid. But you are allowed to seek employment elsewhere. Absolutely. Why not? So, I cannot believe I agree with that part. Now, as I said, though, how bad does DC have to be with their universe to want to take a risk on Gunn. Because Marvel, as I said, it's been doing very well up to, we'll see how Captain Marvel does. Why have anything that's toxic or divisive that could cause hurt to your brand and decrease your sales of your movie? DC has been struggling so bad, they're willing to take this risk. That says something right there. There's a little bit about David Ayer, about why he's not going to direct that movie. It says it's because he'll be helming Birds of Prey. I don't know if he has lost faith in that because it wasn't as big as he thought. Now Birds of Prey he thinks might be bigger, so he wants to jump to that, maybe, or he thinks it's a more interesting project. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate there. It's a choice. Maybe DC wanted him to make the move to start up that. Who knows? So anyway, David Ayer says, I think it's an incredibly brave and smart move, in a tweet in here. A smart move by the studio. James is the right man for the job. Now here's my thought. It's incredibly brave. I agree with that. To take a guy that is very divisive right now, that's very brave. Smart, though, that's questionable. You're already having trouble getting people to see your movies. You're not meeting the expectations. You are getting beat by the competitor hands down. Do you really want to take somebody that's divisive? I mean, out of all people, out of all companies, putting their nose down to somebody for online and social networking and social behavior, Marvel did this. Now, granted, this is Marvel movies, not Marvel Comics. Maybe Marvel Comics should take some lessons from the Marvel movies division here, right? But DC's going to take the risk. That's a very risky move. I wouldn't say smart, but I will say brave. It takes a lot of risk to do this, and I wouldn't say it's a great move necessarily either. I'm going to skip over what Sean Gunn said because it really had no bearing in this except to fill up space. I don't understand why it was there. But the next thing I really want to address and look at too is Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista tweeted, "Where do I sign up? James Gunn, board Suicide Squad 2, and write and possibly direct," gives that. Where do I sign up? Why do you care? Dave Bautista has a career. Is his career hanging on James Gunn? Does he think he cannot get any work with James Gunn? Does he owe James Gunn something? Does James Gunn have some dirt on Dave Bautista or something? Why is he so attached to this guy? I mean, maybe he's friends. Maybe Dave feels that he's good friends with James Gunn. And, sometimes friends make that mistake where they can't, they don't want to see the error of their ways in their friend. And they're going to be a friend no matter what and stick up for him. It puts them in a bad spot. But this is, why? Well, maybe could it be because Dave Bautista pretty much screwed himself with Walt Disney? Yeah, probably. With the tweets that he went on and stuff complaining about Walt Disney, he probably have already been given notice that he's not going to be working for them anymore. So he shot himself in the foot so bad, he's like, oh, Warner Brothers, please take me, because he messed up. So that's my guess. Oh, James, pull me over there because I screwed my career over here. Why else would he do that? I mean, what's your thoughts? Why is Dave Bautista shilling so hard for James Gunn here? I mean, it's a shame. The guy has decent enough acting chops, probably. He should be able to do things. Now, granted, he needs also a social media lesson about shutting his mouth to stay employed. But then again, this is Dave Bautista. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. Freedom, right? Speech is just, once again, doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing for business. So overall, that's what we have here. It says details are still coming in about this film deal. Reportedly, they will not be a direct sequel to Ayer's Suicide Squad, but an all-new team of sorts. So in other words, this is not even going to be a sequel necessarily. It might have a different team lineup, whatever. And that's not unusual. The Suicide Squad has had that, so I don't see any issues about that. Though I think a lot of people would rather have seen a sequel to it, and let alone it better probably have Harley Quinn, right? Otherwise, a lot of people are going to be mad. So you click on the comments. Let's see what people have been saying about this. David Ayer was set to helm Gotham City Sirens, not Birds of Prey. So they're saying there was a mistake right there. I think they retitled it to Birds of Prey, which is a much better name. Okay, so somebody disagreed there. So we said, nope, they're actually separate films. So there's a fight about that, so who cares? And then Jeremy McMullen says, if true, good for Gunn and DC fans. If he does end up helming a new Suicide Squad film, that might be the one that will convince me to watch DC films again. Interesting. Another one says, by Gene, says, it's hilarious in this case that DC would be the open-minded ones, welcoming Gunn after his firing from Disney. Also funny that Marvel, once the epitome of left-wing progressiveness, would be owned by the most conservative brand in the world. They already fired Star Wars. Disney fired. They already Disney fired. There's some issue there. Star Wars. I'm curious to see what they do with X-Men, Wolverine, and Deadpool. Art123 guy says, I'm not sure being open-minded or not plays into it. Warner/DC hasn't had a lot of successful movies and will try anything to get a hit, and that's probably it right there. That's not to say this is a desperate move on Warner or DC's part. It's a smart move, or a smart more, he put for sure. I'm just saying they have nothing else to lose. I'm not going to agree with smart, but they probably have nothing else to lose. I'm going to skip a few here. Okay, here's another one by a Mike Pittman. Should definitely get a better Deadshot, a property CD Lawton, not a killer with a heart of gold. His one shot for Deathstroke or Secret Six was fantastic. So, okay, he's just giving a little bit of ideas. Here's another one. Big Old Richard. Don't know how to feel about this. Yeah, good director, but those jokes. And DC showing the double standard as usual. That's a good point. I'm sure it's going to be a good movie, even better than the first one. It was a very decent movie despite all the hate. Yeah, let's say that was a decent movie. But is it the right call? And that's a good point. Just because you can, does that mean you should? In my opinion, I don't think this was a good call. Now, he also says people deserve second or third chances, at least in this case. Mixed feelings. You know, I agree there to a point. Second chances, sure. Depends on what it was, though, of course. And this might be one of those cases that DC or Warner Brothers might have to say, hey, we're going to gag order you. We're going to watch you. You can't let this crap happen again. So we'll see. So the comments seem to be overall mixed on this. So once again, sorry to even have to pull up a Bleeding Cool article, but I wanted to talk about this and share my thoughts. Overall, you know what? It is what it is. I think it's a daring, bold move. I don't think it's a smart move. Only time will tell if the movie actually comes out with him as writer and director, and if it's successful. And then we'll see. Alright, well, thank you for watching this video. If you did, please be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. Give this a thumbs up for me, okay? If you don't mind, help me out spreading this channel. I'd like to say thank you to all the new subscribers as well as the ones that have stuck through with me all this time. I greatly appreciate it. And if you want to help the channel more, be sure to go down to the info bar down below where you can join our Patreon for as little as $1 a month, where you can get entered into our random drawing, where I just pick out a person once in a while by random number generator. I assign each person a random number, and I shoot them out a special Frugal Force gift, as well as I do Frugal Force Patreon videos, special videos just for them. All right, well, thank you for joining me. Until next time, keep it frugal.